Well, my friends, the time has come for me to get this season done. That's right. Welcome back to the Smallville Retrospective. I'm Scotty, you're not. We're in season 7, episode 20. The final episode of season 7, the season finale, if you will, entitled Arctic. Even though they're only in the Arctic for the last 5 minutes of the episode, but I'm using the IMDb for this because Wikipedia is way too. So we start with a sight that I remember from the first episode I watched. A plane. Flying on the plane is Edward Teague, and he's flying to South America. South America! Sure. A stewardess approaches him, and it's revealed to be Kara. It was so obviously not Kara. She's been gone for all this time and not said nothing. She asks him about Veritas and advice. He pretends to not know what he's talking about. But the more they talk, the more that she knows who the traveler is and blah blah blah. You try to kill the traveler, and she flies out of the plane, destroying the tail, and it crashes. Credits, and then we cut back. Lex is in his office. We find out 2 of his teams have gone missing, trying to reach the Arctic Circle. So this confused the hell out of me. He's still got the device. He's still there. And he's sending teams up to the Arctic for why? What are they going to do when they get there? It confused me. I'm like, wait, he's sending them up there. He's still got the device though. But I'm like, what? Do you think there's something he's got to bring back or what? And later he makes a comment like, this orb is all I need to reach there. If it's supposed to protect humanity, it will protect me. I'm like, then why did it take you this entire episode? No, but Yimmy shows up and says, hey, I'm not doing your dirty work no more. And, no, wait, that's not it. That's later. He shows up and he's like you want to, because he said last when he's in the arc about the Kawachi Caves. He's like, no, that's not what I'm here. What you hear about. I did you a favor by calling the DDS and telling them to leave Chloe alone. But I need you to do something for me. Lois Lane is on my ass, and I need you to get her away from it. You distract him. She's like, too many questions. Distract her. Do something. But Jimmy doesn't want to. He's his friend, but he pushes him to do it. And he gives him fake satellite images to throw Lois off the trail. Lois shows up at the farm and tells Clark, hey, Chloe got fired. There's a new spot open across the way from me. We were like that in the comics, so come work for the Daily Planet. She didn't say comics, but yeah. And he's like, nah, no, I'm not gonna do that. And because he's never worked for Lex, which makes a lot of sense. And like she questions, like, how was you guys friends? And sometimes people don't turn out the way that they will. So he tells her to be careful working for Lex. Chloe arrives and wants to talk to Clark in privito. So Lois leaves, and Chloe tells him that there was a plane crash, and one of the first people found were Edward Teague, which will be interesting because everybody thinks he's supposed to be dead. So they go to the Iris Foundation, where she explains that she has hacked into the plane's black box, and they listen to the sound that sounds garbled, but then Clark does a super hearing thing, and he hears Kara's voice, which is very confusing. Thinking she's gone at the deep end to conjure a plan. Yes, Clark decides to not be around, as it is Chloe's idea, to uh, she's going after Lex. Kara shows up at the Lex mansion and uses X-ray vision to locate the orb in Lex's safe. However, there's a fail-safe protection with the orb preventing anyone other than human from using the device. She's unable to take it for herself. Clark confronts Kara, asks about the plane crash. Kara says she was trying to protect him and she killed Teague for trying to kill Clark. They super speed back to the barn. He super speeds her back to the barn, and he asks her why she's acting weird, thinking she was connected to red kryptonite or some shit like that, but or was changed somehow from returning from the past. That is true. But Kara says, "I'm fine. No, Mr. Garrison, I'm fine." And that she doesn't want anyone to figure out how to control him. Keep in mind, they keep saying that this device will control Clark. Wait till we get to where this ends, okay? That if someone control him, more people might die. She's gonna do whatever it takes to save Earth. So she flies away, and Clark tries to hold her back. She kicks him across the barn and leaves. Yimi meets Lois at the Ace of Clubs. This place just keeps popping up, you know. Gives her the satellite images and tells her, hey, she's just drilling for oil. That's it. And she believes him. She's skeptical, but she believes him. No. Lex comes back to find Kara in his library. And she starts asking him questions about Veritas. He acts like I asked him. What are you talking about? But eventually she convinces him that she knows who the Traveler is. And my God, does Lex not have a clue? She goes, the Traveler is someone from my planet. And he's like, well, who is it? And I'm like, who else do we know that's related to her? She's like, you already know. And again, we get this look of realization. You're not telling me he didn't already know. You're not telling me he didn't already know. Come on. And he's like, you're the one who saved me at the dam. It was you. She's like, yeah, I saved you because there's a higher purpose for you. It's not what it was, but okay. Only humans can use the device, so the coordinates, you gotta use it to the coordinates in the Arctic, and she will help him find it. But Lex doesn't understand why Kara would help destroy one of her people, but claims that she knows the Traveler's true destiny to destroy mankind, which is bullshit. This is where he asks where the Traveler is, and she goes, you already know. So, Clark is at home with the lead box, ready to use it on Kara. I like how she confronts, Clark Kent, holding the green kryptonite. Meteorite, whatever. He's worried that Kara is right, that he hasn't done all he could to stop Veritas. To be fair, he doesn't do shit in this episode to the end. Every time we see him, he's just standing around. Sitting here. He's doing nothing. Like, there's a point where Chloe then decides she's going to stop Kara. Because it'll get past to him. So she calls Kara, says, hey, meet me. Clark says he's going to destroy the fortress. It's the only way to stop it. And so she shows up and tries to use the kryptonite on her, but it doesn't work because, surprise, it's Brainiac. Apparently, some dialogue later confirms she was in control of her, having taken her out off screen and put her somewhere that's worse than death. I wonder what that could be. I mean, what kind of zone could he have put her in? I don't know. Anyway, Lex says there's another. I like how this dialogue is. Jimmy walks up and he's like, prepare my plane for an extra passenger. And Jimmy's like, where are we going? He's like, you're not going anywhere. So this is where Jimmy says, I don't want to do your dirty work no more. And he says, even now that he has told, well, first he's like, I told Lois she bought it. It's done. He's like, we're done now, right? On the contrary, you're gonna spy for me, make sure Lois doesn't get close. And he's like, no, I don't want to do your dirty work no more. And he's like, okay, and he walks off. We'll get to why there's so much confusion with the later part of this episode. We'll get to it. Yeah. We already got that part. So Lex is ready to leave, but Kara hasn't shown up yet. So Lex says, let's just take off. Like I said, he says the orb will keep him safe there. Clark goes to see Chloe in the hospital, and he sees the eyes glow, and it's like Brainiac. There's that angry look on his face. Brainiac is out using high voltage lines to recharge himself when Clark arrives. This is where they have the conversation. Real Kara never came back from Krypton. Brainiac admitted that he was already impersonating her, having overcome Kara. What was the headache thing then? Because it implied to me that it was her that came back, but he was in control of her or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's where he has to be killed. It's worse than that. Clark attacks him, demands to release Chloe and Lana. Brainiac points out that Clark would never kill him. You can't kill me, Clark. But he's not human, so he shocks the... He uses the power cable, electrocutes him. How does this not make him stronger like he was planning? He explodes. And yet. And then... This is where we're not done with the episode, but this is the wrap-up stuff because we have a big cliffhanger here. So we see that Kara is flying through space in the Phantom Zone. Yes. And Clark is on the phone to Chloe, confirming she's okay, and he's going to see Lana, and she's gone. This is bullshit. He goes through there to see Lana. Not only was she able to wake up, get up, leave, she also has recorded a video, which is given to him, and he watches. In the time, keep in mind, we don't know what the direct time is, but he fought Brainiac. So he defeated Brainiac, they woke up. In the time between after defeating Brainiac and probably going straight there, while calling Chloe, she was able to wake up, convince them to let her leave after being in a coma for how long, record a video, leave it with them. Come on. The suspenders of disbelief here. Come on. But on the video, the DVD, the video, she basically says goodbye. She says that Clark's destiny is far beyond her, which becomes bullshit next season. We'll get there. That as long as she's around, the world needs him more than she needs him, and she loves him more than he will ever know. And a part of this, I did cry even though I've criticized the relationship. But what got me, I think, is during this video, Lois walks in. And she stands there and watches most of the video with him. And the video gets done and Clark just turns around. And Lois is right there and she gives him a hug. I'm so sorry, Clark. Just the video. No, she watched most of the video. So then we cut to more wrapping up stuff. Hemi is bringing Chloe home from the hospital. He wants to carry her up the stairs, and she's like, no, I'm fine. So then he proposes with the Cracker Jack ring. That's what it looks like. At the hospital gift shop, apparently. He proposes, but before she can answer, the TDS arrives, kidnaps her, arrests her, and she yells, call Clark! Get Clark! Hemi gets to the barn very fast and finds Clark. I do like, he's standing there looking, he's sulking, right? He's sulking. He's sulking, looking out on the sunset. He's like, Clark, Chloe's been arrested. What? What? Just how he turns around. What? And this is where he made a deal with Lex, and that Lex is somewhere in the Arctic Circle. Clark knows where it is. Lex is in the fortress about the place. So I'm like, where's he? Is he put the orb into the thing? He ends up just setting it on the thing, but on the console. But Clark shows up, and they just talk. He's like, "You are the traveler," and so you have to do this. Lex has convinced himself that Clark is a danger to humanity. In Lex's eyes, he sees himself as the hero, which is really perverted. But yeah, and that this will control you, and so he puts it on the console, and it starts to shake the fortress. Clark falls down in pain. Lex kneels down before him and says, "You're like a brother to me, Clark. I loved you like a brother, Clark. This is for your own good," or something like that. And the fortress collapses completely. The end of season 7. So I mentioned it's actually 4 people that leave. So we had Lionel die and leave the show at the beginning of the episode, Descent. I believe I go back to here now. Descent. What? Why did it zoom in? I did not even. Can you stop it? Descent. Yes. This episode gets the departure of 3 more characters. Kara is now trapped in the Phantom Zone. She's gone. She does come back, but she's gone as a regular. Lana has left to protect Clark, if only she stayed gone. Get that one, get to season 8. And now Lex. Yes, this is the last of Mike Rosenbaum as a regular. Yeah. And I remember watching this back in the day and thinking, wow, how are they gonna possibly, like, follow this up? How's it gonna continue? How are they gonna find him? They need someone with resources, with money, and a clock tower apartment. But yeah, Chloe's locked away. Lois and Yimi are the only ones left. Yeah, Lois and Yimi are the only ones left of the cast that aren't gone, dead, left. Yeah. Or presumed dead, like Clark. But yeah. So, overall now, talk about overall. Well, first of all, let me get a rating to this episode, and I will give it a 3.5 out of 5 Superman logos out of 5. 3.5 Superman logos out of 5. I know how to speak English. I swear I do. Yeah, I thought it was good. One of the better ones, but good finale, good season finale, We got 3 seasons left now, so we're getting there. It'll be a little while before I get to season 8, but rest assured, I will get to it sometime this year. I want to say I want to get all the last 3 seasons done. It's only January, and I started this one. I could try to pinpoint different times to do it, but I don't know exactly when. But we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah. Overall, I thought this season was decent. It has ups and downs. The writer's strike, I felt, did affect it to a point, but I don't know. I think it works overall. So what are your thoughts on this episode? Leave a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.